My name is Barry Hammerback, and this is a 1962 Huey Helicopter. Dave Smits and I own this helicopter. We've had it about 3 years now. This is an authentic Huey who was in Vietnam. He was in Vietnam in 1966 and 1967 in I Corps, which is the northern part of Vietnam. It was known as a slick helicopter. And it spent its life hauling troops and hauling supplies in northern Vietnam. It was broken up in 1967, and from that time forward, it was shipped back to the United States, where it was rebuilt yet again, and it served training. It taught instrument training at Fort Stewart and Fort Hunter, and then it went into the National Guard for about 20 years. After that, it got mustered out to Seattle, to the Snohomish County Sheriff's Department, where it did search and rescue for many years. And at the end of its life, it was purchased by Northwest Helicopters down in Olympia, Washington, where it was completely rebuilt, and pretty much as you see it today. It's got the 1,400 horsepower engine in it, the Dash 13 engine. It does about 80 knots, typically is what we fly it at, and burns about 85 gallons an hour of jet fuel. Gross weight is 9,500 pounds, it weighs about 5,000 pounds empty, so it can lift about 4,500 pounds. Typically in Vietnam it would operate with a crew of 4. You'd have a pilot, a second in command or co-pilot, you'd have a crew chief gunner, and you'd have the gunner. And the gunners occupied the back seats, as you'll see on your video a little bit later on this morning. And then you'd have the pilot and the co-pilot. Usually the aircraft commander flew in the left seat, although typically the pilot in command flies in the right seat. These days the helicopter can be started, this one only from the right seat. But that's the way they flew it, that aircraft commander in the left, because you could see a little bit more. The panel didn't extend over that far. There's about 600 of these helicopters registered in the United States yet. There's about 1,200 flying around the world as far as we can tell. They're still flying for some of the air forces that are around there. And that's the role that they're playing. Still a very efficient, very easy flying helicopter.